I'm a homeschool mom of 3. Good morning. And, I should say my oldest, he's doing dual enrollment, so I'm not actually homeschooling this year. But my 2 youngest in elementary school, I'm homeschooling. And I just wanted to share what we did yesterday. Yesterday was our 100th day of school, which we are actually year-round, so it's not really our 100th day of school. But for our umbrella school, we have to count days and keep up with the 180 days. So for the girls, it's our 100th day of school. And last year, they really enjoyed that. So this year, they got excited keeping up with their 100 days. And so they had a little paper that they did every day. It said what day of school we were on. I got that from lessbeyondadoubt.com. And yesterday got to be 100, so they're very excited about that. And so some things we did, and I was just going to share a few things we did. We had a little bit of a tiny party school, maybe a mini party school. We did our regular work in the beginning of the day, but then we finished up with 100 Days School. So my youngest, she's in 2nd grade. She read the book, 100 Day Worries. And this is a little story about a little girl who is worried about what she should bring to school for 100 days. And she's talking to her family about it. And so she just goes to the house trying to find different things to take for her 100th day of school. And then she read 100 Days of Cool, which is this book. And it's a math start book. I hope you can see that. I don't know if I'm getting that in there good. Let's do it, J. Murphy. And it's a book about a group of kids who mistake what their teacher says, 100 Days of School for 100 Days of Cool. But then they have to spend 100 days dressing up cool. So you can see up here there's a graph for the 100 days. And like this one, they're on day 50. So he will talk about the different days, and he'll add them up, and then he'll subtract them. So there's some addition and subtraction math in here. Also, he'll throw in some fractions and some ratios. We're halfway through the year, or we're 10th through the year. So she read that one. My oldest, who is in 5th grade, read this book, If You Lived 100 Years Ago. And it talks all about life in the early 1900s. Who took care of the children? What work did the men do? Where did people sleep? What did they wear? And she liked this, but I think she really liked this one because my grandfather, her great-grandfather, was born in 1923. So she's always asking about what things were going on when he was a boy, and how things were different. I don't think the kids really understand how different it is. This weekend, she got a little glimpse of that. My grandfather got a laptop for Christmas. All the grandchildren thought he needed a laptop. And so this weekend he was at my mother's house, and we were putting all his little favorites onto the desktop so he could easily get to CNN or get to looking up tractors for his farm and things like that. But we also put him on Facebook so he could see what his grandkids and grandkids were doing, which was pretty hysterical. And all my family was then so excited that their 92-year-old grandfather/great-grandfather was on Facebook, which means they may have to shape up their act a little bit. But it was very interesting because he has no clue about any of that. And it was just so fascinating to see a 92-year-old man learning how to do Facebook, which my kids don't even understand that there was a world without Facebook. They don't understand there's a world that existed before cell phones. And Granddaddy was telling them about how he had to drive all the way down the road several miles in the old truck or in the wagon with the horses just to get to a phone when he was little. So it's a different world, a world that they don't even have a grasp. Hi, Christina. They don't have a grasp of what he lived in. So this was kind of interesting to see. This is the world that he was born into and what he was raised into. So anyway, my grandfather on Facebook, that's pretty funny for us. Anyway, after that, we went to a little bit of math/art because math's always more fun when you can do it with paint. And we just made 100-day papers that they got to use paint with. So anytime we can pull out the paint and paint brushes, and this time we used Q-tips to make 100 dots, they get excited. So that was the next thing they did. Okay, and this is the last thing and the most fun thing. And honestly, I thought it would take them a few minutes, but it ended up taking them hours and hours to do. They each got a canvas, and we threw all the Sharpies in the middle of the table, and even I did this too. And they wrote in the middle things I love. So this is my 7-year-old's. Her penmanship is not that great. But she wrote things I love in the middle, and then she wrote all around it all the different things she loves. And since she just finished working with art things, mixing colors was a favorite. Her cat Percy is on here. All her cousins are listed. Her parents didn't actually get listed, or her siblings. We just got put in the family group. She loves chopping things. She's learned from her radish.com, which is also on here. Radish and Tinker Crate are her favorite things too. Church, doing school with my mom. See, I did make it on there. Cooking, building a sandcastle, slime, her clogs. She loves her clogs. And even grammar and math made it on here. So, she's my odd child. Yes, it was so much fun. So much fun. And then my 5th grader, she's 10. She did the same thing. She did list all the family members, but I think she did it more to get up to her 100 number, because that took them a while to get to 100. But she's got some other things. Her cat Percy, not to be confused with Percy Jackson the book series and Percy Jackson the movies. She has a bit of a Percy love. Reading books, beef stroganoff, because that's right, you can't get around without beef stroganoff. Penguins, art, riding her scooter, and playing piano. Italy, reading with mommy. See, I made it on this one again too. And she actually put school, which is absolutely shocking to me, because this is the child who fights me every day about something, argues about doing some type of work. But I think she may like it, since we switched over to Brave Runner. Oh yeah, counting down days. I mean, I'm shocked at how excited they were. Every day is, we're almost to 100 days. And then the pressure started building. Oh great, what are we going to do for 100 days? Because they really think it's so exciting. So, but this was really fun. So I totally say you should do this, even if you just make up and say, hey guys, it's the 100th day of school. They don't know. But everybody made it onto this. Oh, doing science experiments. I love this one. This is my favorite. Doing science experiments. And wedges, because they both seem to love high heel shoes. And then even mom did it. So y'all be impressed. I think Brave Rider made it on here a couple of times in different ways. But here's what I really thought that made the day. Yesterday, like I said, there was a little bit of attitude. I had a little bit of issues getting going on some things. And, it was everybody in Warren County, our county really, I probably shouldn't say that out loud. Everybody in our county was out of school for snow, even though there's really no snow. We live in the South, so if there's a hint of snow or a forecast of snow, kids get out of school. So their cousins were out of school, so they're really not happy that we were having to do school. But, there's no snow to play in, so what's the point? So I had to do this 100 days, 100 things I love also, and it really turned the day around, because I had to sit and think, and it's hard, by the way, to get to 100, to think about 100 things that make me happy, things that I love, so they could be as important as my husband and my children. They could be as silly as a clean laundry basket, my granny's chocolate pie, chocolate in general, homeschooling, musicals and plays, reading a good book. I think books made it in here several times for me. Just all these things that I had to think about. What makes me happy? What gives me joy? What things do I love? And that turned the day around. So I'm just going to say to all you moms out there, if you're starting to feel like, what on earth am I doing today? Why am I going through this day? Nobody really cares. Nobody appreciates anything. And, it's just a rough day. Do something like this. No, there's nothing silly about done laundry either. I kind of love that, 12 seconds when there's nothing in the laundry basket. Put 5 people, that never stays long. But it was just, it really put some perspective in my life. And we all spent the next hour or two, we'd have to stop to make dinner or stop to take a shower. Because, we don't shower until evening around here. Or we have to go out. We had to go to church last night, so everybody had to take a shower. It was traumatic. We had to get out of our PJs. Which pajama pants did make my list, by the way. So if you're having that down day, it can turn your day around and make it a little more pleasant, a little more putting things with perspective. Why am I doing this? Because these are the things I love. I like to travel with my kids, and I can do that because they don't have to go to school a set number of days and wait for spring break. It's a little harder with the son doing dual enrollment. We have to fit in his college schedule, but we can do these things, and this is why we homeschool. So anyway, that's all I really had to say today. Oh, glad. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Just wanted to give a little perspective on my day today, and you guys have a wonderful day.